Asatec Roofing Company Limited is a prominent name in the roofing sheet business here in Ghana, situated at the Tema Main Harbour, providing impeccable roofing solutions to both individuals and organizations. Kofi Asariaje serves as the Business Development Manager for Asatec Roofing Systems.
For 2 decades. We started with kitchenware utensils, then we transitioned into doing the long span, both alu-zinc, aluminium long span. As a company, we've executed several prestigious projects, and we look to grow and develop more through the platform that you are offering us. So we've actually worked on several projects such as the Bolgatanga Mosque. We are a big part of the Agenda 111 project ongoing as well. We've done several flagship projects. So we do also metal trusses too as well. So roofing sheet metal trusses. So normally we are into galvanized steel metal trusses that we think as an industry, the industry is actually growing towards that direction to provide a durable, long-lasting product for the roof structure on the roof, because the woodwork is more short-term, and we think we should give customers the option of investing in their roof and not having to have any challenges with it as well. So, and under the roofing sheets, we have several products such as the IDT, we have the IBR, we have the modern self-lock, we have the self-lock, and we have the standing seam products as well. So normally IDT, IBR are used for commercial projects. We are talking about the warehouses, the big projects that we do. Then the self-lock, the modern self-lock, and the standing seam are normally for residential projects, but they can alternate based on the customer's budget, and we try to give the customers very competitive prices for them to be able to afford these products. We started the business with the kitchenware. The kitchenware utensils is normally aluminium utensils, so we have several products like the 7 set, the 5 set, the Odor, the Salo, all these types of products.
Quality, affordability, and highest standards are values that distinguish this company.
As a company, we pride ourselves with the quality of material that we get. Current state of the economy, they can be able to afford these products and be able to use it for all their projects that they need. For example, our aluminium material that we bring is from an ISO 9001 company in India, which has undergone all the series of internationally approved tests to make sure that these materials, you don't have issues of, say, fading, rusting, all these type of things which comes with inferior material, you see. But then we make sure we go out there, we get raw materials from companies which have that type of certification to ensure that we give you, the customer, the quality that you deserve, and make sure you rest whilst you've invested in your roof. So we have some warranties that we offer to the customer. So there are 2 types of warranties. We have the installation warranty, and we have the material warranty. Now the installation warranty, if you go into the terms and conditions in our pro forma invoice, tells you installation warranties for 1 year. Now that 1 year, we assume that the product should have gone through all the possible weather changes for it to test its durability and the quality of it. And also, if there's any slight, maybe a screw came off because of wind or something, we come and fix it at no cost to the customer. Then we move to the material warranty. Now we have the alu-zinc and aluminium material. So for the alu-zinc, we give the customers a decade for them to have their product on their roofs for a decade without any issues. And if there's any issues with it, we fix it at no cost to the customer. Then again, we go to the aluminium, which is 20 years and above. So we are looking at between 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50 years. So once you invest into that, then you can have your roof for your generation, your next generation, to enjoy it as well. So we pride ourselves with providing professional advice. So for example, if you are a customer, you come to us, say, okay, my building is a tall, but it's aluminium 0.6 that you want. We have the aluminium 0.6 which can offer to you, but then we want it to be affordable for you. So if there's say 0.5 aluminium, 0.45 aluminium, it can also do the same work, give you the same quality. We advise you as to how to go about it so that you get value for your money. So those are some of the key things that we do. You're giving the technical advice to the customer, opening their minds and getting them to understand what goes into the decision making for your roof.
As part of its corporate social responsibility, Asatec Roofing offers flexible terms for schools and religious organizations.
So we also work with churches, schools, other organizations in terms of providing that type of corporate social responsibility. So for example, we've roofed churches for a lot of congregations where you don't even have to pay any deposit payment, and we do for you and you spread it over a period of time to pay, so that at least you, the church, can have a place to worship. And I mean, in Ghana, we take our religion very seriously, so that's our part that we want to play to ensure that everybody can worship. As we extend to schools, so we've had several contracts and deals with schools too to provide them. So the school will come to us, say, hey, I want the quality roof, but then I can't afford it. How can you help me? And we think it's our responsibility to find a way around it and make sure we give you the same quality, but then with flexible terms for you to be able to get your dream roof that you're looking for.
Interested in doing business with Asatec Roofing?
You can reach us on the hotline 050-083-7575. Our head office is located on Tema Community 2 on the Meridian Road. We have offices in Akachi and Takrady at Efiekuma number 9. Then also you can reach out to us on all the social media platforms at Asatec Roofings. That's Roofings with an S. You can reach us on all the platforms and send us DMs, pictures, requests through there, and we will get to you in the shortest possible time.
Anticipating the Habitat Fair, Asatec Roofing has great package for you.
I've been to the Habitat Fair, I think twice. I've been there twice, and it's a nice environment for you to actually meet other companies in the industry, share ideas, get to meet customers, and it gives you a more face-to-face interaction with the customer, that you spend time to understand their needs. And some customers also point out something that you can do to make yourself better, because you never stop learning, you understand? So there are several, it's a plus in getting to that type of environment, which encourages growth and also gives you the platform to market yourself and tell the world who you really are and what you are really offering. We are looking forward to building more relationships. Over the past year, one of our key strategies is to build business relationships, not to do one-off jobs. So for example, if you're a customer, you come to us we work with you. We want you to be able to recommend us to other people and bring other businesses on board. And also building relationship with other conglomerates and businesses as well, that we sit with you, we can have a partnership. You just have to go, hey, Asatec, I want you to roof my building. We are there, roof for you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we are looking to do in this Habitat Fair. We currently have a promotion ongoing that we are giving up to 15% discount on our products. So you come, we give you an estimate, we give you the discount on it. Then also we have flexible terms as well, that you can come, we sit with you based on your budget, then we can work around it to make sure we give you the quality materials. To everybody watching us, what I would say is come to our stand in the Habitat Fair. Come and speak to us. Come and do business with us. Our doors are open and we are ready to work with you and give you the best roofing possible. So please come and patronize us.
Mobus Properties is a real estate company that has been in existence for the past 16 years, specializing in delivering top-notch residential and commercial properties in both Ghana and Nigeria. Currently, the company boasts 7 developments under its belt. Laurentia Okai is the company's marketing associate.
Mobus Property is one of Ghana's leading residential and commercial property developers. We have been in existence for about 16 years now, and we are currently, we have 7 developments under our belt. We are also in Nigeria. So between Nigeria and Ghana, we have estates and apartment complexes. Here in Ghana, our developments fall under apartment complexes and estates. For estates, we have Night Court, which is completely sold out at Cantonment. We also have Phoenix Lifestyle Estate, which is at East Legon at Jengano. It's also currently sold out. We also have Richfield Lifestyle Estate. It's located at East Legon Hills. Currently selling at Richfield are terraces and townhouses, 3-bedroom terraces, and then we have 4-bedroom townhouses as well. Now in Cantonments, we have Park Apartments. And at Park Apartments, we have studios, 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units. We have both rental arrangements as well as sale arrangements. So if you're looking for a unit to buy, we have a few units remaining. We have 1, 2-bedroom units available for sale. Now for rentals, because of our close proximity to the airport and where we are located here in Accra, it's a sure spot for if you have to make a quick trip to the airport and you are looking for a place to stay for just one night. If you are back here in Ghana and you are looking for a place to stay or spend the holidays, Park Apartments is the best place for you. We have studios, 1 and 2-bedroom units for those purposes. At Park Apartments as well, we have Nectar Lounge, which is the latest Sky Bar in town. We have great food. Come up, enjoy the great ambience, quiet music, and just be in close proximity to your room as well. You don't need to step out for anything. We have all of that here in Park Apartments. We also have amenities that you can use that are available to you. We have the gym, we have the pool, we have the concierge services as well to make your stay here very comfortable.
Apart from these mouth-watering apartments, Mobus is not relenting in its effort. Something new is cooking.
Our latest development at Mobus Property is the Monarch. It will be located at Airport Residential Area. It's a 6-minute drive away from the airport, and it's also very close proximity, to all the hotspots in town. It's going to be a 7-level development, and it's going to come with more services, more amenities than we've ever had in any of our developments. We have studios, duplexes, 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. We are selling off plan and all our 3 bedroom units are sold out. But if you want to copy a unit, we still have 1 and 2 bedroom units as well as studios available. We are going to have underground parking services. We're going to have backup water and electricity supply for our clientele. We also have very, very flexible payment plans. So you could easily just make a 30% down payment, get a mortgage at either FAB, FNB or Republic Bank and get a unit under the Monarch. And with all of our units across Ghana, we provide hands-free property management. That means that we are giving authentic investment opportunities for you to make money anywhere you are across the world. Because as you get a unit or whenever you get a unit with us, provided you cannot utilize a unit, we make sure that your unit earns you money and we remit your money to you in dollars anywhere you are across the globe.
But who can take advantage of these great offerings?
We are targeting middle income earners to high income earners, mainly because we have a value offering for either category. For middle income earners, we have Richfield Lifestyle Estates with units starting from $130,000, which is affordable.
Why should future homeowners invest their money in Mobus Properties?
What sets us apart from other developers is our project security. We make sure that our projects are completed in a timely manner. And with or without input from our clients, our projects are always completed. So you are assured that your investment is safe with us. We also provide hands-free property management. That means that whether you are here in Ghana with us or wherever you are around the world, you are assured that your property is being adequately taken care of. Our buildings are also constructed with accurate finishings. So we are giving you more space for less because our properties are very affordable.
As the festive season approaches, investors can be assured of attractive discount from Mobus Properties.
In line with the festive season, the upcoming festive season, we are offering all interested buyers a whopping 5% discount on all units purchased. You can access that at the upcoming Habitat Fair, or you can walk into our office at Airport Residential Area. Call us on the numbers which are displayed on the screen below and speak to a sales agent on how you can access your discount.
For Mobus Properties, the Joy News Habitat Fair has been an interesting experience.
Joy News Habitat Fair was one avenue through which we managed to sell out Park Apartments currently at Canton. And we are excited for the upcoming edition because we know that we are going to meet more prospective clients. We are going to have the chance to interact with industry players. We are going to have the chance to learn from other developers and see how best we can provide for our clientele. We are looking forward to showing up at the fair, and we say thank you to the organizers of this event because you are doing a great job. Come to the Habitat Fair, get a chance to speak to me and my colleagues, book a viewing, and take advantage of our 5% discount. You do not need to make a purchase right on the spot. You can get the chance to come back for a facility tour and have flexibility in paying for your unit. I look forward to seeing you at the Habitat Fair. Come soon.
Is a crucial aspect of every housing project. To achieve that, one needs to install top-notch electrical products. The place to get that is Electro Daco House. Kelvin Derrick Osei is the lead business associate at Electro Daco House.
Welcome to Electro Daco House. In Electro Daco House, we are an electrical specialist company. Our focus is to offer electrical solutions to clients, homeowners, consultants, architects, MEP companies, electrical contractors, and individuals, electricians, anyone who comes to our place. And we've been in business for the past 7 years, offering, like I said, electrical solutions.
Electro Daco House deals in all kinds of top-notch lighting and electrical products. George Idiama is a business associate at Electro Daco House.
I'm going to take you through the products that we have here. So first off, we as a company, we provide solutions to our clients who need lighting or electrical accessories for their homes, for their commercial spaces. So I'm going to start from here, and over here we have bulbs. So for bulbs, we have different types of bulbs, different categories of bulbs. So we have scene switch bulbs, dimmable bulbs, rechargeable bulbs. So this one, for example, once there's power cuts, you're able to have 3 hours of battery power in the bulb, and it works. The mechanism is simple, but once you install it in there, once you place it in there, they take the power, you have 3 hours. Okay. So besides that, we have also GU10 bulbs for spotlights. So over here, we have buttons. So these are button lights, and when I say buttons, that's how they look. There are so many different types of buttons, and we have waterproof and non-waterproof. So what I'm holding over here is the 2-feet waterproof button. The buttons too, they have very good lifespans on them. So you are guaranteed of your 3-year warranty, your 2 years warranty, your 5 years warranty on our products when you buy them. So over here we also have spotlights. So for the spotlights, we have complete spotlights and spotlights that you can change the bulbs. So for example, this is a spotlight that comes with a silver ring. So you can change this particular bulb, which is a GU10 bulb, after it dies. So besides the spotlight, we also have wiring devices over here, and we are a company that sells Legrand. So Legrand is a French company that we sell their products. So this is a multi-standard double socket. There are so many different types of electrical accessories. There's also a cooker switch. So down here we have the Tango floodlights. So for a space like the mining areas, there are different types of floodlights. Most of the time people are mistaken and they like to choose the domestic, the floodlights that are meant for the domestic area for the mining areas, which is wrong, and they die out. But we have the Tango floodlights over here, which you can use in such areas. They are very bright, they are very durable. In terms of waterproof nature, they are very strong as well. So this also 3D printed downlights. So it's a new technology from Philips where you can 3D print any type of lights that you want. You do the design, they print it out for you. Okay. So over here we have downlights. So we have different categories of downlights. We have the 2 years warranty, 3 years warranty, and the 5 years warranty. So over here we have the 2 years warranty and the 3-year warranty. After that, I will take you at the point where I'll show you the 5 years warranty downlights. So we have also different types of wall lights over here. The bi-directional wall lights, the Jura wall lights. We have different types. This is also the style cover. Very nice. You can use them in your homes, on your fence walls. Okay, this is also called the Fernando, which is very beautiful. You can use in your dining area. You can use in your corridors. Very nice as well. But these are surface mounted as well, so you don't recess them, but you put them on the surface. So there are 2 different types of downlights. There's the surface downlight, there's the recessed downlight. This you use in an acoustic ceiling, a ceiling that you can cut, but this you use on a ceiling that you don't cut. So like a concrete ceiling where you don't cut, you choose a surface mounted downlight. So we also have street lights. So this is a 150 watt LED street light. very efficient. It has 100,000 hours. So when I say 100,000 hours, so let's say you put your light on every single day, it's supposed to be there for 10 years. So this light is meant to even go for a lifetime, because if you are going to calculate the number of hours that we use light, it means for this light can be there for more than 20 years. We also have high bay lights. So high bay lights are lights used in warehouses, they are used in factories. So you can hang them in that area. And this light has IP65. So in case of any humidity, you don't have any problem, because you are assured that this light is going to withstand all that heat, all that humidity, because it has that protection inbuilt. So these are also floodlights that you can use in the domestic area, from 20 watts to 150 watts. We also have 200 watts. So we also have, these are examples of downlights that have been installed. So these are recessed downlights. Like I said, ceilings that you can cut, you use this type of downlights in there. You also have the spotlight, you also have the smart bulb, where you can change to any color that you want. So over here, we also have different types of recessed lights. So for this recessed light, this is called a double square ring. If you want to do something more architectural, then you get this and use. We also have the modular lighting. The modular lighting is another range of Philips lighting, which has to do with architectural lighting. So these are the types, and then all modular lighting have 10 years warranty on them. So over here too, we have the 5-year warranty lights that I spoke about. They are also down lights, but they have 5 years warranty. We also have the floor markers over here. So you have the pavement, you have a garden, you flash it on the ground, and they look so beautiful. So when you go to the hotels, the restaurants, you find some of these lights over there. They are flashed into the ground. And they also have waterproof protections on them, so you are rest assured that once you get these lights, you don't have to worry about changing them so often because it has issues. You are rest assured that you are getting the quality, because this is a Philips product which is very quality. So there's also another type of light you can use in your garden. It's called the bollard. So we have the 0.6 meters, we have the 0.3 meters, which is also beautiful. There's also a button. This one takes bulbs, and this is a complete button, and they are very good. They are very quality, and they last very long. So we also have Legrand wiring accessories. So you have your circuit breakers, and for the sockets and switches, we have 3 ranges: the Eloy range, the Malia range, the Belanco range, and each one has its own function and what it does. So I also want to introduce you to another range of products that we have in store, which is the AVS electronics. So the AVS electronics is a home automation system which also gives you a security, and the security has to do with and what it does is that these sensors guard your homes from interruptions, from intruders. So they serve as intruder systems where once someone tampers into your surroundings, this goes off and your alarm beams. It also sends notification to your mobile phone, so you are aware of the particular area that the individual has trespassed. So if it's the garage area, you are notified. If it's the gateway, you are notified. If it's the back door, you are notified. So that's what it does. And it also is so smart that it's able to determine when an animal comes into this location, whereby you are not going to get any false alarm. So the beauty about this product is that this product serves as a precautionary device, whereby the activity doesn't have to happen before you are notified later that there was a theft, but you get to know once it happens. So one thing we also do for our customers is we provide lighting designs. So for those who are doing projects, we are able to do a 3D rendering for you, and we are able to determine the lux for the space. We are able to bring it out, and we'll know that this light will be good, this light will not be good. So thank you very much. This Electro Darko House, like I said, we provide you your quality, your reliability, and we are rest assured that once you are getting your products from us, once you are getting your solutions from us, you are going to have your peace of mind, because quality is the standard that we like to follow. Quality is our hallmark.
But what set Electro Darko House apart from its competitors?
Aside being an electrical solutions business, we hold two major brands, Philips Lighting and Legrand. For Philips Lighting, it is everything lighting, and with the Legrand is your wiring devices all the way down to your distribution boards. We stand out as a business when you are comparing us to other businesses because of the solution we bring to the table. We believe that as homeowners, as developers, it is a lifetime investment, and you don't want your investment to go waste. So we provide you all the services that you will need, right from lighting design that comes in right before the project starts, kicks off from the basement. We provide you lighting. When I say lighting design, I mean we do your lighting calculations, because what we realize is that people just go like, I want 10 bulbs in my hall, but it doesn't work like that. We calculate how much light you will need in each and every space of your project. That is the advice we bring to the table, and we let you understand why you need this type of light at this color temperature and this quantity in that particular space. We also stand out based on the quality of the product we offer. Like I said, we offer you lights that will last you for 3 years and above. Some of the lights can even last you over 10 years. We give you warranties on all purchases. Once you purchase from us, depending on what item you purchase, our least warranty we give at Electro Darko House is 2 years. We give up to 5 years warranty. So when you purchase from Electro Darko House, you can go to bed. You don't have any issues to worry about. Once the fixture fails and we're able to assess the fixture to determine that it's a factory defect fixture, electricians, electrical engineers, consultants, architects. We have special discounts because we deem them to be our main clients. And for this Habitat Fair, what we are doing for everybody that walks in, we have amazing discounts. You wouldn't get anywhere, and you wouldn't get it after the
and wherever you're watching us from, this is the 2023 edition of the Joy News Ecobank Habitat Fair. This is your one-stop solution to everything housing, and that's why it's been raining discounts here at the venue where we are at the Accra International Conference Center. And ever since the doors were open to this very fair, a lot has been happening here that you need to know about. This is why we're leaving the options open to you this year as we reflect on the theme affordability, comfort, and also we're keeping our eyes on luxury as well. So if you're watching us on the Joy News channel, this is the Joy News Ecobank Habitat Fair. And of course, there's a lot for you to discover. We've been bringing you excerpts of what's been happening ever since this fair opened in terms of the options, home ownership solutions, or perhaps for those of you who want to rent to own, you have that option as well. And that's why I'm so excited to be joining the conversation this afternoon, as we're also educating you alongside this very fair. And we're bringing you the seminar, of course, this afternoon here on the Joy News channel as part of the Ecobank Joy News Habitat Fair. We're looking at this topic, which is very particular to many of those who are prospective home owners or those who are seeking to rent as well. And I'm talking about land ownership or land acquisition, which has been a challenge and a headache for many of you out there. Well, this afternoon we're about to get educated on the matter, and we're looking at land acquisition and building the foundation. These are very critical aspects of home ownership, or perhaps for those of you who are even renting, your landlord needs to know much more about land acquisition. When the fair opened yesterday, I was excited to hear from one man who, of course, joined us to open everything up and to set the ball rolling for the Habitat Fair. And I'm talking about someone who is a consummate expert when it comes to laws relating to land litigation and whatever it is that you need to know about. I'm talking about lawyer Kwame Gyan, who's again joining us this afternoon. A round of applause for him as we, of course, are expecting that lawyer Kwame Gyan will be sharing his thoughts with us on land acquisition and also building the foundation. But we're doing this fair, the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair, simply because of the kind of partnership that we've enjoyed and the support that we've enjoyed from many exhibitors and also organizations that are supporting this very fair. And it's a good reason for us to bring our friends together and also have, some conversation on some of the offers they have, opportunities that you might take advantage of here at the Accra International Conference Center. They all have their stands here, but we're seeing the faces to it, right? So let me tell you about Winston Wibble, who's head of Advantage Banking at EcoBank. He's also joining us this afternoon. It's good to see you again.
Good afternoon.
After the mini clinics we've done the West Hills Mall, we've been to so many locations. And for those of you who are not aware of it, now you have the opportunity, of course, to take advantage of what's been displayed here at the Accra International Conference Center. Then we have Kevin Ajigli, who's with Saint-Gobain, also joining us this afternoon. It's good to be speaking to you, Ben. Welcome to the program as well. We have Nicholas Suate, who's with Global Lighting, also joining the conversation. So you know that obviously after getting the land, then you need to build. But you need all these three key partners in terms of whether it's lighting or home ownership, in terms of support from funding and whatever it is that you need to know about. We'll get to hear from all of our partners. But Lawyer Kwame Gyan, let's set the ball rolling just as you did for us yesterday. Let's start off by looking at, the laws of the land and what they say about land acquisition. Because if it's about land acquisition, and for those especially who hail or perhaps reside in the Greater Accra region, then they know, quote and unquote, the wahala, if we can use that word, that comes with land acquisition. But what's the position of our law in terms of how one can go about land ownership? When we say that you are the owner of this land or you're entitled to this land, what's the position of the law on that?
Trying to understand your question. An owner of land.
Yes.
So technically.
And sorry about that. You'd have to move the mic closer to you.
It is not even technically the best to describe someone as an owner of land, because the concept of ownership builds into it a certain level of exclusivity. Right. And when it comes to land could have multiple owners, in quotes, simultaneously. So let me give you an example.
Right.
You go to the last two, and the last two gives you a parcel of land. And the last two gives the land to you for 99 years. Within the 99 years, maybe you are on the land for 50 years. And then you have an unexpired portion of 49 years. So out of the 49 years that you have, you can give 20 years by way of a sublease to another person.
Oh, you can do that?
Yes. That other person can also give 10 years of their 20 to somebody else. So you will see the layers of ownership that has been created. And all of these people, the person that got the 20 years can build a house on the land and take it to EcoBank and set up a mortgage. Use that house as a collateral. He has 20 years on the house. So the bank is able to calculate that your 20 years stake is equal to $10 million. So we can give you a facility of $2 million. Use that as a collateral. So you would see that all these people in the chain, each of them can describe themselves as an owner of that land. Is it not so?
But do they retain the same level of ownership?
No, but they retain some level of exclusivity. Because, you see, a lease gives the lessee, the person who holds the lease, exclusive possession. So if the last two gives me land for 99 years, within the 99 years, I have exclusive possession of the place. I can even exclude the last two. I can institute court proceedings against the last two for trespass within the 99 years.
Because you are the owner.
I have a lease for 99 years. And within the 99-year period, I have exclusive possession. That is why if a landlord gives you a lease for 50 years and they want to come buy your land, they need your permission. Otherwise, the landlord could just walk in and say that I am the owner of the land. So what the last two has, they're giving me the 99 years, is called in the law residual proprietary interest or reversion. Right. So at the end of my 99 years, the interest of the last two triggers again. So during the 99 years, the last two's interest kind of becomes dormant. So in the law, we encourage people to describe what they have in the land as the interest that they have in the land. Not the interest like what the banks calculate on the loan. Right. But for interest, you are talking about what relationship do you have with the land. So somebody says, I have a lease. Somebody will say that I have a freehold. So for me, as a technical person, I wouldn't say who is the owner of the land. I will ask the question, what interest do you have in the land?
I see. That's very educative because, people feel it's a straight-jacketed issue. You simply go in, buy land, and that's the end of the story. But in terms of liability as well, do you share the same level of liability when it comes to the lease?
Most of the people who walk around saying they've bought land, they have not bought land.
Right.
They have acquired some interest in the land. But they use the word bought as if land is another commodity that you trade on the market. So let's assume that you go to Def Traco. Maybe Def Traco has land from Nungwastu for 99 years. Def Traco has built a house on the land, and they give you that house for 75 years. You would think that you have bought a house. You haven't bought anything. You have a leasehold on the land, which is by way of a sublease for 75 years. When 75 years comes to an end, until some changes were made in the Land Act, at the end of the 75 years, you take your bag and walk away and leave the house.
So what happens? What happens to the structures?
You haven't bought a house.
I see. So what happens then to the structures on the land?
Those structures become what we call in the law a landlord's fixture. A landlord's fixture. So maybe you have artifacts, wall paintings, and you can take those ones away. But that building has become land. So you leave it for your landlord and you go. So when people talk about we have bought house, we have bought house, we have bought house, I would rather ask you, what interest do you have in that land? Probably you can say you have bought a house if you have a freehold. Because you see, for the freehold interest, it is of an indefinite duration and it is therefore potentially perpetual.
So which means, technically speaking, that you can still own a land?
Yes. Own in the way that lay people use the word yes.
Okay.
But own the way proper legal professionals use the land is problematic. I gave you the Traco example. So that Traco 99 has given you 75. What do you own? Even Dev Traco got a 99-year lease from a stool. At the end of this 99-year lease, there could be a clause that says it could be renewed for a further term. And so it's not that simple. That's why I said if you have a freehold interest, then that one is potentially perpetual and of indefinite duration.
I see. Many of us,
So
and for those, yes, they don't
land
really pay attention to
are
these
lessees.
details.
They have leases.
Yeah, right. But what should we be on the lookout for then, if you're going in to acquire these, properties? I mean, if you go in there and you want to purchase a land, what do you need to look out for?
Yesterday I started this conversation.
Yeah.
First thing you need to look out
And
for
the
is,
microphone
the
closer.
first thing is what cluster does this land belong to? Because there are different clusters of land. And you may not know the cluster with your naked eyes, just for the sake of it. You have to appreciate what cluster a particular parcel of land belongs to. If it is in the state cluster, state authorities are the proper entities that can give you the land. So if it is in the state cluster, in our law, the only entity that can give you the land is the Lands Commission. If it is outside the state cluster, you must ask yourself, is it stool land or skin land? Is it family land? Is it clan land? You have to go through all of these. If you don't get to the bottom of what cluster the land belongs to, you end up paying money to the wrong people. And, in this country, we don't have a uniform system of tenure. If anybody tells you that there is a homogeneous land tenure system in this country, it is not true. So, within the Greater Accra region, we have a stool system, we have family systems, we have clan systems here within the Greater Accra region. Right. If you move out, for example, to some areas in Achim and Ashanti region, they have the stool system. Most of Ashanti and Eastern region don't have family systems. But if you go to the Akwapim areas, they have a combination of stools and families having total control over land. There are some lands in some parts of the country that are called alienation holdings. Those alienation holdings are outright purchases of land that were made some time back in history, where normally strangers, they moved. There's a very typical case called Sasraku and David. And the Sasraku and David was a case that happened locally. It went on a...
Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money. A Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Shop Macy's Black Friday specials for amazing deals on gifts they'll love now while supplies last. Like 25% off Nike for him, her, and kids. 75% off fine jewelry. And 10 to 50% off select appliances from Black & Decker, Cuisinart, Instant Pot, and more. Plus, get it faster with store pickup. Now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply. Please note that stores are closed Thanksgiving Day.
At Strayer University, we've been empowering students to pursue their goals for over 130 years. From innovative degree programs and helpful tools to campus locations focused on creating community for international students, we can help you find your way forward. We even offer international students 25% off tuition on select degree programs. Visit strayer.edu to learn more. Eligibility rules, restrictions, and exclusions apply. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
To the Privy Council in England, and the name changed to Gassoub and Gassoub versus Sasraku. This was a situation in which farmers from the Greater Accra region had gone to Kokofun area in Ashanti, and they purported to have bought the land outright. The question was whether you could buy land outright. In our law, that kind of transaction has been recognized as a customary law freehold. And that transaction gives you a particular type of land called alienation holding. If you have that land,
which means?
It means that the holder had purchased land outright. It's an outright purchase of land. It comes with certain ceremonies. It's not the normal transaction that we know that have taken a lease. These ones are not leases. They are just outright purchases of land. Currently, under the Land Act, those transactions are restricted. Those transactions are restricted. But for the start, it should be made clear that you are better off being able to explain the relationship you have with the land, rather than saying that I'm the owner of the land, because you may not be the owner of the land. You may have the power to use land and to exclude others from that land for a duration of time, but you will not say that you are an owner.
I see. And these are the technicalities that we're looking at. And just to remind all of you who are watching us on television, this is the Accra International Conference Center, and we're bringing you the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Lawyer Kwame Jan breaking down all of the issues for us. If you feel very educated, one more time, let's give him a round of applause as we continue with the conversation. But a number of takeaways that you might not necessarily be the owner of a piece of land, something that we need to pay attention to. And if you're going in for a piece of land, make sure you pay attention to the kind or the type of ownership that you're entering into based on what the law of the land says. But there's also one key point. You need financing. And that's why I want to hear from other partners here with us. Of course, Winston Wobble is with us. Winston, you've been listening to Lawyer Jan explain all of the issues for us. But he says, well, if you have, say, a 20-year lease, for instance, you can just walk into EcoBank and say, oh, what do you have on offer? How can you help me? How can you support me, grow my interest in this piece of land? That's the technical word, right, lawyer? Interest in the land. I see. So what do you have on offer at EcoBank?
Yes, thank you very much. So I picked something from lawyer yesterday.
Yes.
He said if you are going into a land transaction and you don't pay the proper professional, or you want to cut corners with paying for the proper professional, you would end up paying for litigation. And so that is one thing at EcoBank we want to avoid. So usually during the land acquisition process, especially in cases where customers come to us and say, I want to take a mortgage and purchase a house, the first thing we do is to conduct an independent search at the Lands Commission. I think lawyer mentioned it yesterday. Right. Fortunately, now we have one consolidated search. So all the various divisions of the Land Commission gives you one report. And then this report is interpreted by the professionals, the lawyers. They would look through first and then give the go-ahead and say, look, whoever is purporting to have an interest, I've learned something today.
we're all becoming lawyers by the days.
Whoever is purporting to have an interest in the land,
yes,
who is ceding that, the residual portion of that interest to you for that period. Lawyer, am I learning well?
Yeah.
Yes. Is ceding the residual period of that land to you, has the right to do so. It is only after passing that stage that would even start talking about the financing part.
Right.
Because if we don't do that, what would happen is you would have erected your structure, litigation comes in, and you would end up losing. Where sometimes we have issues, and it's normal human nature. When we want to acquire something, we are very eager and we are in a hurry to acquire it. So you'd have the bankers and the lawyers telling you, please wait, let's get the search report from Lands Commission. And then you would have the vendor telling the customer, don't mind them. The bank people, that's what they like. They are too known. Yeah. They like processes too much. They want to delay you. Yeah. Oh, the thing, I have judgment. I can show you the judgment. You can go ahead. In most times, when customers, and in fact, there's been a case where, unknown to us, whilst we told the customer to wait for us to do the due diligence, the customer had actually taken his savings, gone ahead to pay the vendor because he thought, and you know, sometimes they'll tell you, oh, someone is after it, someone has money.
The competition.
He pays, we go through the process, our lawyers realize there's something that needs to be further interrogated. We have series of meetings with the vendor, the vendor's lawyers, and it comes up, the customer cannot own that property because there's a judgment that the customer was not privy to. As to whether the vendor was privy to, we don't know. However, eventually, this person had lost money because you sunk money into something that you can't own. So it's one key thing for us that we always make sure you have crossed that hurdle before we even go ahead and talk about the finance.
So let's talk about the next phase. If you go through all of these processes that you refer to, and eventually the land is clean, let me use that word. What's the next step?
So the next step is to go through the internal approval process and then advance. And so what we do also is that for structures where the developer is going to do in stages. So we are talking about not the structure that is already prepared and then you just pay and then take your keys. We are talking about foundation today. So in order to safeguard you as a customer, we also would pay the developer in stages. So you would have agreed with the developer and said, first phase is, say, foundation stage. Mm-hmm. At that stage, as the developer or as the contractor, I can raise my certificate, send it to the bank. We would also do an independent verification to confirm that the value for which you are charging the customer is actually right. Then we'll go ahead and pay for it. And so we'll do it in phases. This way, you as a customer, your interest is also safeguarded. So just in case the developer or the contractor does not perform, he doesn't also get paid for it. Because the moment we pay him, you also have to start paying. I hope I'm right.
See. So you make sure that you pay first of all in tranches,
exactly.
and then afterwards what next? What happens? That's what I'm interested in.
So the afterwards would be for the developer to continue to the next stage, and same way at that stage, once it's confirmed, we make payment until such a time where your keys are handed over to you.
Do you have your options open for, say, any of us here who does not bank at EcoBank? What do you have on offer for persons perhaps who do not have their savings accounts with you? Because you were talking earlier about how people will go ahead, rush off, pull everything they have in their bank accounts just to make payments. For a customer that walks into your bank, wants to do the transaction through EcoBank, but they don't have their accounts with you, what do you have on offer for them?
Yes, so if you are a new to bank, you don't have an existing relationship with us, first of all, we would need to establish that relationship. So, and it's a very simple process. And this is something you can even do in the comfort of your home. You can go online, go on our website, actually upload all your details and get an account opened for you. So before you come, you can actually have the account number ready. Mm-hmm. And even the beautiful thing is that even when we are talking about mortgages now, for all our loan offerings, you even have them online. So before you even get to us, you'd have done all your homework and have everything set. In case you haven't done so and then you come over, we get the account opened and then we'll begin the process. Because the process involves you paying for instance, the search, because that one you need to pay for it for us to do on your behalf, get competent people to do on your behalf. Once that is done, as I said, once you are cleared, would be for us to disburse, and then your developer also proceeds for you. And the good thing is that this also gives you some breathing space. So assuming the cost of the whole project was going to be, say, 100,000 cedis, and then the developer says phase one, which is foundation, is 20,000. The moment we pay the vendor for the 20,000, you are also repaying 20,000 until when the next phase is ready to be paid for. So if the project is going to take, say, a year or 6 months, you would actually start paying for the cost of the whole project at the end of the 6 months, instead of starting to pay for the cost of the whole project from the onset.
And Winston, what I'm very happy about talking about Ecobank is, the aspect of due diligence. Do you have any, stories, personal encounters where you've had to, encourage your clients to back off in terms of acquiring a piece of land? Do you have any of such stories? You talk about due diligence all the time, but how are you practicalizing that by connecting to stories and letting people know that these are real-time happenings? It's not that you're just making up the stories here.
Yes. In fact, when it comes to such stories, there are so many of them, and almost every time you get them, there are times when, as I indicated earlier, there are some customers who are also very meticulous. So from the onset, when they identify a property, they will tell you, I've identified this property. This company is doing this development here. Do you know about it? In cases where we have probably financed properties within that area, we're able to tell them, okay, as a first level, we've done maybe 2-3 mortgages for customers within this area. So you can be sure this vendor is very meticulous in their paperwork. And there are times when we can tell them, look, someone started this project. It's been 6 months. He's not been able to get back to us because the vendor is playing dodgy with him on documentation. So when it comes to that, there are so many examples and stories we can give.
Indeed, and that's why we're happy you're partnering for this Ecobank Joy News Habitat Fair. Of course, we have our friends from St. Gobain here. Ben is also here joining us. And we need to remind you, if you're watching us, that we're at the Accra International Conference Center. You have up to the end of this week, or weekend, if I should say, to make all your purchases. It's raining discounts here at the Accra International Conference Center. So just make your way here. You can join us, ask the questions. We have all the experts here. Lawyer Kwame Jan is here. You just heard from Winston. And now I'm about going to our friends from St. Gobain, because we're talking about land acquisition, and not just that, but also building the foundation. And that's where St. Gobain comes in. Tell us about your story, first of all. And how you are going about addressing the needs of Ghanaians when it comes to home ownership.
Okay, first of all, as many of you know, St. Gobain started business in Ghana in 2015. We actually started our production in 2016. So we've been here for a little over 8 years in Ghana. But as a group, we've existed since 1665.
Did you say 1665? My viewers are having some challenges hearing you, so draw the microphone closer so we can hear you. 1665.
1665. This year we are actually 358 years old as a company.
Ben, you weren't born then, I'm sure.
Not even my great-grandfathers were born at the time. Yes, but we are proud that through a lot of corporate excellence, a business that started from France, in a small village called Saint-Gobain.
Right.
That is where we acquired the name St. Gobain. Actually, it started as a small glass factory at the time. And over the period, St. Gobain has acquired or has gone into so many other different lines of businesses. So generally, we are into building materials or construction products. But again, also, we are involved in many industries. So we provide input for a lot of industries. If you talk about the automobile industry, for instance, the windscreens, the windshields you see on many of the cars you drive in Ghana are made of Saint-Gobain glass, and you can be sure of the quality you're getting because it helps to reduce the solar radiation which comes into your car. Not only that, when it comes to the insulation that you have in your cars, Ghana is very hot. You can rise temperatures up to about 35 to 40 degrees sometimes, but you do not feel that heat inside your car because there's a good insulation that has been provided between the outside and the interior. So this is what helps you to enjoy some level of comfort inside your car. So we've gone through a lot of product lines over the years. I'm talking about 358 years. Saint-Gobain has veered into so many different products. So you have so many businesses of Saint-Gobain. You talk about Weber. So Weber is a business which is responsible for construction chemicals and mortars. So mortars, you're talking about tile adhesives, stamp concrete solutions, grouting, waterproofing, and all of that. You talk about Gyproc, and not Gyproc. It's Gyproc.
Okay.
Gyproc, Proroc, Placo are similar businesses. So in the English countries, we are known as Gyproc from the word gypsum. So it's a gypsum-based business. In French and Spanish businesses, they like to refer to it as Placo. So that is where you have those differences. So those business names, Gyproc and Placo, are responsible for your gypsum-related products.
I see. So if someone walks into your showroom now, what services are on offer?
So in Ghana here, we're providing many of the core business solutions for our customers. You realize that we have a lot of infrastructural gap in Ghana, and that is what we're trying to address. We have in excess of 1 million housing deficit, and so that is what we're trying to address. And it starts with building the foundation. So we have products, for instance, that can help you to build very, very good foundations for your building. Unfortunately, a lot of us in Ghana do not pay so much attention to the substructure because it is not seen. And that is the difference. We would put the best quality paint because that is what is seen aesthetically. But when it comes to the foundations, the substructure, a lot of the times we like to cut corners. Many of us would not. Many of us can be honest with us. How many of us here got structural engineers to design our foundations for us? Not many.
Yeah.
You go to any site, once you get a land, a lawyer will tell us, as soon as you get the land, they tell you, you have to start doing something immediately. As soon as they tell you that, you should know that there's a problem with the land. So start doing something immediately. The one who has just purchased the land is not a developer, is not a builder. But they just draw something. This year, let's have a bedroom here, let's have a kitchen here, let's have a washroom here.
And you start developing.
And then they start developing. They don't take into account all the factors that needs to be taken into account when building a good foundation. And some of them include even soil testing. Many times we need to test the soil. We need to understand the load that a building is going to carry over a long period of time. How many years do we want this building to stand? It is different when you are building a temporary structure, and it's different when you are building a structure which is going to last in excess of 100 years. So in Ghana, we have been lucky to say we have been part of a lot of projects where we have brought in our expertise and our technical know-how to be able to guide a lot of contractors, engineers, architects in designing buildings. Mind you, we are not structural engineers in what we are doing, but we are able to offer technical advice in terms of the right product that needs to be used. So, for instance, there are a lot of factors that you need to consider. If you are casting concrete for your foundation, what is the exposure class of concrete, for instance, you're looking at? What is the strength? It's measured in megapascal. What is the strength of the concrete, the strength of the building that you are looking at? We would be able to help you, based on the technologies that we have brought to Ghana, to help you to design mixed designs in concrete, which would help you to have very strong structures which will be able to stand the test of time.
I see. So it's much more about the foundation. It's a very critical stage when it comes to building the foundation and not just paying attention to aesthetics, as you're making us aware, but that would include lights as well. So don't just be on the lookout for the lights, the chandeliers that you'd want to go in for. I'll come to my friend Nicholas shortly. He's joining us from Global Lighting. But just before we come to the aesthetics, which is also a very critical aspect of home ownership, I want us to deal with, the legal requirements when putting up that foundation. And that's why I want to come back to you, Lawyer Kwame, just before we do Nicholas. The point about, I see buildings. You walk, on some of the streets here in Accra, and you realize there's a marking, a red one, of course, either from the local assembly indicating produce permit, stop work. We see that a lot of times. But what's the legal reasoning to that? Because when you're about putting up the foundation, it appears there's a requirement. We just heard from, Ben indicating to us that you are forced most of the time. Start doing something when you acquire the land. But there are legal requirements as to what you need to do before you start that foundation.
Two things. First, on the physical part of the foundation, yes. The structure. There is the National Building Regulations, LI 1630. The National Building Regulations provide elaborate rules on how buildings should look like in this country in terms of material composition of buildings. The National Building Regulations also provide that before you put up a building in this country, you must have a building permit to construct a building. Then the National Building Regulations also provide the definitional requirements of the permit. And it says the permit must be an approval, a registered document from the Chief Registrar of Lands.
An approval?
Yes.
Of the design of the building?
Wait.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You first must get a permit before you build. And you will not get a permit unless you have title to the land. So, you see, in this country, one of our biggest problems is haphazard land development. Occasionally, one might think that it is a deficiency in the law. It is not the law. It is simply a matter of enforcement of the law. So, look at the sequencing. The National Building Regulations provide all the necessary laws and principles to ensure the structural and design integrity of a building. So, the steel, the cement, the sand, even the water, everything is provided for. The measurements. But the National Building Regulation says you must have a permit before you develop land in this country. And the same law says you will not get a permit unless you have a document relating to the land which is registered.
As the owner, which
you must have your interest in the land registered.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It means that all those parts of our countries where everybody is building without a registered document should not have happened by now. By now, if we had been compliant, Accra probably shouldn't have reached Jonte yet. Yes. Because, no, listen. Now, Accra has joined Suhum. Why? Why is Accra sprawling laterally? Now, overtaking Suhum. Those lands in Amasaman Pokwasi, which supplied fresh fruits and corn and cassava to the city, all those lands have become haphazard housing development. It is not because we don't have the laws. It is because we are not enforcing our laws.
So even with the numerous produce permits that we see on these buildings, people still go ahead to develop?
No, because these days, even the developers themselves write the produce permits. As soon as the person starts, he himself the ink with which the assemblies do, it's in the market. And then the developer, the developer says, produce permit, and the developer gives their own date. They know that by the time the date has expired, they have completed. So if you start the building today, produce permit, and you give yourself 6 months, you know you can finish the building in less than 6 months. But you see, let me take you back to where we were. No permit, no building, not so. No title to land, no permit. But the same national building regulations say that if you submit an application for a permit to the assembly, and within 90 days, the assembly doesn't tell you no, it is presumed to be yes. You see, the way we do things in this country, the drafter of the regulations had very good intentions, I tell you. So the drafter of the regulations is trying to push the assemblies to do their work. So the drafter says, give the assembly the time. Submit the necessary drawings to the assembly. Then the assemblies, if they were proactive, should quickly respond and say to you that your permit has been received and action is being taken on it. Maybe they did a structural analysis and they think that the steel reinforcement is either below or above what is required. They should communicate that to you so that you can do what is right by the assembly. Unfortunately, maybe the person who submitted the plan is the building owner. He got an architect along the roadside to prepare the plans, and the architect carried it to somebody else who has the power to stamp a plan, to stamp it, and the homeowner, prospective homeowner, took the plan and dropped it in the assembly. So somebody in the assembly also goes to sleep, and 90 days has elapsed. Technically, that person could build that house, and then the assembly will go and demolish, and then judgment death. So, if we were honest with ourselves as a country, no building without a permit, no permit without proof of title to land, there will be no unauthorized structures in this country. Because the intendment of the legislation is to ensure that there is planning before development. But in this country, it is the opposite. There is development before planning. So you see all these houses we have built, mansions, without road access. That's what has happened to us as a country. Yeah. So ask yourself, why is ECG extending electricity to facilities that have no permits? Why is Ghana Water extending facilities to properties that have no permits? So the agencies that are supposed to collaborate to ensure compliance with our laws,
unfortunately, they're not doing that. And some developers, I understand, are not happy because you are exposing their strategy. They write, produce permits, and then they go ahead and do it.
They themselves do that. In fact, it's the individual developer.
I see.
But you see, there was something else that I should have.
Yes, quickly land on that.
There is also the Local Governance Act, which has its own permitting requirements. The 2016 legislation. So, with the National Building Regulations, the Local Governance Act, the Land Act, and all of these various acts, we shouldn't have issues with developments without
structures. Maybe it's a matter of enforcement, and this is where, of course, we'll have to urge the authorities to come in as well and to enforce the laws. We're here at the Accra International Conference Center. You're watching us on the Joy News channel, and make your way here because there's raining discounts at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. We're also doing our part by educating you so you don't lose out on everything, right? We're talking about land acquisition and building the foundation. Now we know what the legal requirements are, where you need to go to. St. Gobain, our friends are here. EcoBank is also here. But when it comes to aesthetics, which is also a very critical aspect of home ownership, lighting is definitely something that we need to look at. So let's speak to Nicholas Sowate, who's joining us from Global Lighting, correct?
Yes.
And Nicholas, it's good to be talking to you. We've heard a lot, but we know that when you're about finishing, lighting will be a critical aspect.
Very important.
How do you solve that problem for us?
With most of us, when they, just like we've learned from lawyer, after you've legally acquired the land, then you have the permit to start the foundation. The next thing you should think of is how to light up the place. Most developers wait till they are done with the ceiling and roofing before they think of lighting. And light, if it's not well applied, you will either wake up more energetic than usual, or you wake up very dull. Light is very important, and if you don't apply it well, you will not get the right results. So I believe after you've acquired the land, even before you get to the lighting stage, you need to start making inquiry about lighting. If you are using interior decorators, you need to let them, because I'm sure before the process starts, you've already done your architectural designs. You know where you are going to, how the interior decorators are going to position their staffs in the room and stuff. So let them involve the lighting companies, so that you know the right, so that we come in to advise you on where to use the lights and how to use the light. Because lighting, trust me, goes a long way than putting up just a bulb in a single room or putting up a bulb at a particular place to give you light. It goes way beyond that. Light is very important, and if you don't apply it well, you will not get the right results.
And here's the thing, we seem to only notice how important it is when the lights go out. That's when we all realize, we suddenly look up and say, oh, the lights are out. Do you need some level of technical expertise, or as an ordinary Ghanaian, can you just determine what a good lighting system is? I mean, speaking as an ordinary Ghanaian.
Yes, you can. That is when you need the technician, or you need an advice from a lighting company, or someone who is well vested with lighting advice. What we do is, there are a lot of technicalities when it comes to lighting. We have indoor lights and we have outdoor lights. If you wrongly position an indoor light outside because you've seen the application by another person, your light will not give you the longevity that it should be. For instance, let's say I've gone to a friend's house. I've seen the particular light he's using there. To me, it's very beautiful, and I want to have the same light in my house or in my apartment. Probably where he is, sometimes location also matters. Maybe he is close to the sea, so he is not close to the sea, so he is using more of an aluminium fitting. But you close to the sea, it will not be the best thing for you to use at your apartment. When it happens like that, you realize that within a few months, you realize that it starts fading off, and it will not give you the right results. Or the beauty that you saw at a particular place you will not see the same thing at your side. And for inside lights, if you use them outside, there is an IP that you need to look out for when buying a light or when you want to apply a light. And the IP tells you how strong the light can stand in any weather condition. So let's say for an IP20, which is supposed to be for an indoor, if you use them outdoor because you don't know, or you just bought them because of its beauty and you position it outside, trust me, it will not last for 3 months. And you might end up blaming the lighting company that you bought from, that they don't sell quality light to you. So most of the issues you see out there is not because the lights that they bought are not correct, but maybe they didn't apply it well.
And also there's the issue about consumption, because the light is obviously going to add up to your daily consumption in terms of electricity.
Very well.
We need to be mindful of that as well.
Yes, very well. You need to. You see, lighting, the consumption of lights depends on the type of bulb or fitting you are using. When it comes to LED lights, they produce less heat and their consumption is very low as compared to the filaments or the halogen bulbs. You see, so let's say if you are using an LED fitting in your room, your consumption is going to be low. One good thing about LED lights are they don't produce much heat, especially with the warm colors. They don't produce much heat and they consume less. You don't know. If you don't know, you might end up buying a bulb or let's say an incandescent bulb for your room or in a fitting, or an halogen bulb in a fitting. They produce much heat and they consume more. So when you look at an halogen bulb, you will see something like 50 watts on a very small bulb. When you light it up, you can't, within 5 seconds, you can't touch it. You realize it's very hot. That is for the halogen. But when you look at the same halogen bulb, when you look at LED, it might be as low as 5 watts. But the LED will bright more than the halogen. So you have to be mindful of the type of fitting you use if you want to save electricity.
And all I need to say at this point is that that's why you need global lighting, because obviously they are here at the Accra International Conference Center offering you all kinds of solutions when it comes to lighting. So you just need to make your way here to the Accra International Conference Center. It's the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, and what a time it has been with lawyer Kwame Jan, Winston from EcoBank, Ben from Saint-Gobain, and also Nicholas, who's been speaking to us about lighting. We're taking a breather here. When we return, there's the issue about the opportunities and how you can take advantage of them. It's not just about the Accra International Conference Center. Beyond this very EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, where do you go to? How can you reach them? And how do you take advantage of the opportunities they are presenting to you? We'll find out shortly after this break.
Introducing the Kensington Heights at Airport City, Kumasi, the largest modern smart city in West Africa. The Kensington Heights is your bridge to the skies, where you can access direct flights to international destinations, including the USA, UK, and Europe. Imagine a world where convenience, comfort, and investment opportunities converge seamlessly. The Kensington Heights offers an incredible opportunity for families, investors, and businesses worldwide. Enjoy spacious and beautifully designed luxury suites, executive suites, one-bedroom apartments, and 2- and 3-bedroom penthouses, complete with world-class amenities and easy access to the new Kumasi International Airport. All units are on sale now, starting at $69,950. Be a part of the future of Kumasi and reserve your property today. For more information, visit our websites www.thekensingtonheights.com or www.airportcitykumasi.
It's incredible! Bang on target!
Every day, people have money emergencies.
Ma, I need my school fees.
Emergency.
Mommy, chop
money emergency. Emergency. Catch it. I'm your rent. Emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge, enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial star 770 hash for all your money emergencies and chop life.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and get easy and quick access to your money, loans, and other banking needs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Daddy, this tank is big.
Yes, that's true.
It can store a lot of water.
That's so true.
Wow, it has a working tortoise on it.
That's so true.
I can see S-I-N-T-E-X. Syntax.
That is so true, my daughter.
When it falls down, it will spoil.
That's not true.
But why?
Hey! Syntex was the first to introduce double-layer tanks in Ghana.
Syntex again was the first to introduce white inner layers in Ghana. Syntex gives you the biggest warranty, 7 years. No matter your water needs, Syntex is the answer. Syntex tank. Are you strong? Are you tough?
Smile, Look lively, okay? Smile, smile. Is the money too small? A bad stomach ruins your day. Don't let it. Take Gastron, your most effective antacid for the relief of symptoms of peptic ulcer, heartburn, gas pain, flatulence, and indigestion.
Hey guys, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
Mwah. Can you bring down the smiles more? Gastron, effective relief from stomach discomfort. Manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
1, 2, give me the dance. Let's go, say.
Hello, with everybody for it.
Shop Macy's Black Friday specials for amazing deals on gifts they'll love now while supplies last. Like 25% off Nike for him, her, and kids. 75% off fine jewelry. And 10 to 50% off select appliances from Black & Decker, Cuisinart, Instant Pot, and more. Plus, get it faster with store pickup. Now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply. Please note that stores are closed Thanksgiving Day.
At Strayer University, we see you striving to work harder and go further. That's why we provide you with the tools you need to get there, like offering a brand new laptop when you enroll in a bachelor's program. So you can do your coursework anytime, anywhere, and always keep striving. Visit strayer.edu to learn more. Eligibility rules, restrictions, and exclusions apply. Connect with us for details. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
Your favorite TV game show, Step Up, is back with another amazing season. This time, we are stepping up with Syntex Tank. Step Up with Syntex Tank. We'll see contestants answer questions of your choice and win over 6,000 Ghana Cedis cash prize weekly and other products from our sponsors. This season, viewers at home should watch out for the Syntex Tank question of the week. Be the first to answer correctly via WhatsApp or send SMS to 050-833-8888 and win incredible prizes. The person who answers most of the weekly questions correctly and fastest gets a 65-inch Samsung TV at the end of the season. Step Up with Syntex Tank, showing on Joy Prime every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Sponsored by Bell Eyes, MTN Momo, Angel Cola. Powered by Syntex Tank. Joy Prime, your ultimate experience.
Calling all Odadiers, students, and well-wishers. Join us for an unforgettable day as Presec marks its 85th anniversary with a grand speech and prize-giving day hosted by the Odadia 98-year group under the theme Building Upon a Legacy of Excellence, Developing Holistic Values-Driven Change Agents. Chaired by Mr. James Boateng, 2018 National Best Farmer and Odadia 78. The event starts at 10 a.m. on the 25th of November 2023 at the newly built ceremonial grounds. Speakers for the day will include Dr. Delali Fiagbe, Head of Psychiatry at UGMS, and Mr. Kwabena Asantipoku, Country Director of British International Investment, both proud of Odadia 98. Our guest of honor is Dr. Yao Osayedutru, Minister of Education, with Dr. Ofori Sapo and Right Reverend Professor Joseph Obriya Buamante gracing the event as special guests. Mark your calendars, 25th November at the Presec Ceremonial Grounds. Oh, come along and join us as we celebrate 85 years of excellence. Brought to you by the Odadia 98, Illuminator with the Beamos Lumen.
On the 25th day of November, Africa will be moved by music. It's the 11th Guinness Ghana DJ Awards, powered by Smirnoff. Who wins what? Who wears what? The back-to-back jams by the hottest DJs and your favorite music stars. Celebrate the biggest night of music as we recognize our iconic DJs. Don't miss performances by DJ Sky, Stone Boy, DJ Nice, Master Q, Gal Dem DJ, Samini, Lil still win DJ Sly, the Masked DJ, and all the way from Netherlands, DJ Polyester. Dial star 713 star 33 star 33 hash to get your tickets to this unforgettable night of great music. The Guinness Ghana DJ Awards is powered by Smirnoff and sponsored by Game Park Ghana, Virtual Sound Lab, DSTV Aquaba Magic, PC Entertainment, Hooked On Entertainment, with media partners Joy 99.7 FM, Hits FM, Joy Prime TV, WhatsApp TV, GhanaMusic.com, The Radio Advertising People, and Showbiz TV.
And thank you for staying with us on the Joy News channel. Wherever you're watching us from, we're coming to you live from the Accra International Conference Center. This is the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, and I'm just taking a look at the time once more, and it's almost the end of the working days. So wherever you are, wherever you're watching us from, if you're the Accra International Conference Center, just pass by and have a feel of this rain of discounts that we have here with anything home ownership. And while we do that, we're also getting to educate you on matters relating to home ownership, and we're reflecting on affordability, comfort, or luxury. Whatever the options are for you, you have the opportunity to just take advantage of that here at the Accra International Conference Center. And that's why we're making this program as educative as possible, speaking to lawyer Kwame Jan, who's been educating us on, issues relating to land acquisition, which is part of the topic we're looking at, and building the foundation. We have our friends from EcoBank Ghana also joining us. So Winston is still with us, except to say that we have more on offer for you, and that's why we have our friends from Interplast Ghana Limited joining us. Elizabeth JB is head of marketing, and Elizabeth, it's good to see you again. Looks like we're reuniting with all of our friends after a series of clinics that we've run, in different parts of the country. But Accra International Conference Center is where you have that opportunity to yet again experience that love that the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is bringing to you. Maxwell Appiah is the National Sales Manager for G&J Technical Services Limited. He's joining us. Maxwell, good to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Okay. So just before we go back to what the law says and what we need to know about building the foundation, let's talk about Interplast, right? Because we know that wherever Interplast goes, of course,
wherever you are, we make sure
water reaches you, indeed. And that's why I'm excited that you're joining us as well. After we've spoken about the lights, we've spoken about getting the foundation right. Water is life. And beyond water as well, we know that there are so many products that you have on offer that relates to home ownership. So let's talk about the Interplast journey and how you can help us deal with whether it's affordability, comfort, or luxury. We know that you have something on offer.
The Interplast brand, I would say it's luxury, it's affordable, and quality stand tall. Interplast is a pipe manufacturing brand that every Ghanaian knows because Atongo is a household name, and we've all lived with the Atongo advert. But Interplast does more than just the pipes. We have our UPVC windows and doors. We have their ceiling panels as well. We have PPR pipes. We have irrigation system for your lawn and garden. And even if you have a beautiful home and you want to eat from your backyard, we have our drip kit, which is also an irrigation system that you can use, a simple-to-use system at your backyard. So we have all these products at Interplast that can help consumers for their home.
I see. For those who are watching us on television, why should they come here to the Accra International Conference Center? How different will that be from just walking to any of your showrooms across the country?
Okay. With this fair, what it does more is to bring industries that stand out when we talk about quality. So Interplast being here, we have our windows and doors, as I said earlier. What this fair also gives people the opportunity to know what particular product that suits their home. People most of the time, as was discussed earlier, want windows. Window is not just window.
Yeah.
As my colleague said earlier, your house might be at the seafront. These days, everybody wants a house that is facing the sea, they want a house, they call it a seafront. But you can't just buy aluminium or buy anything because it will rust. But we have the UPVC windows that can solve that problem. We also have our plastic TNG. So if your house is going to be at the seafront, you need to meet clients or, how should I say, manufacturers that have UPVC products that can satisfy that need. We also have our pipes. I said earlier, you just don't start the foundation just like that. You know, when they do the foundation, they lay the pipes at the same time. So pipes, every home, when you open your tap, water flows.
Yeah.
But there is a pipe down there that is serving your home with water. These days, I hear plumbers saying that pipes is pipe. Pipe is never pipe. Because you'll be in your home after 2 years, you experience, how should I say, water on your walls, and there's a leakage in there that you have to address. The only way is to now chisel the whole house, and you have to go over like the whole process again. So we advise people, when you are buying pipe, buy the right pipe. You have to be involved in the whole process. Don't just leave it to your plumbers, because plumbers will be looking more on the quality, not the on the quantity, not the quality. So make sure that in every step of the process, in purchasing products for your home, you are right there to make the decision.
And that's why I want to find out, do you provide support services just in case? Because you might have a plumber you want to rely on, and yet you also want to be sure that you're going in for the right items.
Okay, so for our UPVC windows, for instance, we offer custom-made solutions. So from start, we can talk about the measurement, that we come ourselves to the site to take the measurement. We go to back to the factory, we do a quotation for you. But we say custom-made because there's a discussion between the client and then the customer as well. How should I say, the manufacturer and the customer. So there's a discussion whereby your designs are taken into consideration, your color. And as I said earlier, we also educate you. We find out where your project is going to be, so that if you have challenges with the soil, whether there's a lot of salt in the soil, which you can't go for anything linked to aluminium, we educate you and all that. And we do the installation ourselves with our windows, because we want to make sure that you are getting the right product and the right finishing as well. So it's a start to finish process that we take you through.
Okay, just land on that for me.
So for Interplast, we also believe in educating people. If someone knows how to use your product, that is when they will procure it or they would actually buy. But if I don't know how to use the product, there's no way I would go for it. So when we introduce our PPR product, which is for hot and cold water to replace the copper pipes, we started with training plumbers. We brought a lot of plumbers to our factory, took them through the installation process. We educated them. I saw that we offered them discounts and good rates. And now I can assure you that PPR pipe is the new way to go now. People no longer go in for copper pipes.
So if someone comes here to the Accra International Conference Center, what should they be on the lookout for, and what are you giving some special discounts?
Yes, I think we are also in the festive season, I would say Black Friday, so there's a lot of discounts flowing. I can personally guarantee 10% discount here. We'll give you a measurement taken at your site also at no cost. And then you have a technical advice. If you come to this fair, we have our product fixed. We have a whole structure that has been built at the fair. We have the various colors of our profiles available. And we have the technical team right here to take you through the whole process, advise you, and you book an appointment from that point.
I see. That's why I want to hear from Maxwell as well. At G&J Technical Services, how do you support, this foundation process for anyone, any prospective homeowner?
Yeah, so I like telling stories. So let me tell you a story. I've had, there was a customer who started building, and I started having a conversation with the customer let's talk about generators. He said, Maxwell, it's not yet time for generators. When it's time, we will talk about it. I'm quite an understanding person, so I gave the person, I understand you, go ahead and build. So he built, did everything, and they started living in the house. Then after a while, the lights started going off. Then he called me, Maxwell, now let's talk about the generator. And he wanted a generator positioned at a particular place behind the house. And to be able to do that, we have to break a part of his wall before he will be able to have access to the place that we have to put the generator, to position the generator. Yeah. And I've had several such stories, you know. So because of that, we want to start having the conversation from the foundation level. Another thing, let me just create a worst case scenario in our head. Tomorrow, 12:30, is going to be Liverpool and Manchester City going to play. And for us as guys, this is a very serious thing. And just imagine at 12:29, a Manchester fan sitting in the ECG office decided to put off your lights.
In fact, I would be the one to do that.
That then becomes a serious problem. If you have a generator, you just have to then continue having your power. So we call ourselves the generator expert. Basically, we focus on backup power. Backup because we know that it's not the main source of power. We do have ECG that is providing the primary source of power. But we come in hand when that power goes off. And now I think that we have become very dependent on power. If it was, some years ago, we'll say generator is a luxury. But now it looks like it's no more luxury. Having a backup power is no more luxury. The way the lights keeps on going off and the way sometimes almost our life depends on us having continuous power. Yeah. That is why we are here. And we are here to educate you that start having a conversation with us. We are not saying pay or buy. Mm-hmm. We are saying that let us advise you to think through, because one day you may need a generator. Let us advise you how to lay your cables, where to position your generator, which is very important because the right position of the generator can affect a lot of things, like your sound level, like how the generator can even last, because the heat, overheating also plays a part. All so right. We want you to come. Let us start having the conversation.
And for those who will be coming here, what should they be on the lookout for? Are there some discounts from G&J?
Yes,
when they come
Anybody who comes here, register with us or write their name with us. We have 5% discount for you.
I see.
From the start. Then we will also make available our technical expertise to you, come to your house, do an assessment, and then give you an advice as to what you can do. And if even you are conceptualizing your project, we can still sit down with you with the expert, and then we can advise you.
I'm having a feeling this is a Liverpool fan, but we'll talk about that later on.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Right. So let's just round off by looking at once more at all the issues that we've been recapping as far as land acquisition and also building the foundation is concerned. Lawyer Kwame-Jan, let me, of course, just once more come back to you, and then we wrap up with the aspect of the services. Yes, we know about the legal requirements, acquiring the land, when you are building, your dealings with the local government, and now the services, because it's someone that's going to render a service in building the foundation or even the entire house. Can you take them on when you realize that, I've put up my structure and all of the quality measures I've been on the lookout for has been breached?
It depends. The building is a product. Now, in the law of torts, we say that a manufacturer of product owes a responsibility to the ultimate consumer. That in the preparation or putting up of that product, the manufacturer would apply reasonable skill to put together that product so that it can serve the purpose that was intended by the two parties. So if there is a structural breach, the possibilities are open in the law of negligence for the consumer, who is the client. Now, the structural breach could also be a breach which is patent or a breach which is latent. So it depends on the nature of the breach. But the general principle is the manufacturer of the product, which in this case would include the builders.
I see.
The supplier of the genset. And it doesn't matter that the genset was not supplied by the manufacturer in the UK. Once that manufacturer puts out a genset on the market, the manufacturer must have me, that purchaser in Ghana, in his contemplation that I'll buy his generator here. So the manufacturer cannot say that I was not expecting you, Kwame Jam, to buy my generator. Once you put it out on the market, you must have me in contemplation.
But what do you need to establish that indeed there's a breach of the quality for which you can now head to court to seek your entitlement?
So it's not you that should establish. You'll be proceeding under the law of negligence. And for the law of negligence, there's a case law called Alasa Kotokoli versus Moro Hausa. Now, it simply says, one, you must establish that you are owed a duty of care by that person. You must also establish that there is a breach of that duty. And you must also establish that you have suffered injury as a result of the breach. Now, these are pure legal matters, and I need 1 year. To take you through this. I need 1 whole year.
I see.
Not 5 minutes.
Not 5 minutes, but at
but
least.
The law takes a builder of a house
Yeah.
as a manufacturer.
I was asking the question because, someone would like to just take advantage of the openings in the law and proceed, because sometimes you go in for these services and they're not top-notch in terms of quality.
Yes, there could be a failure on the part of the builder. But the first question the court would ask is, for the particular activity that was engaged in,
Shop Macy's Black Friday specials for amazing deals on gifts they'll love now while supplies last. Like 25% off Nike for him, her, and kids. 75% off fine jewelry. And 10 to 50% off select appliances from Black & Decker, Cuisinart, Instant Pot, and more. Plus, get it faster with store pickup. Now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply. Please note that stores are closed Thanksgiving Day.
At Strayer University, we see you striving to work harder and go further. That's why we provide you with the tools you need to get there, like offering a brand new laptop when you enroll in a bachelor's program. So you can do your coursework anytime, anywhere, and always keep striving. Visit strayer.edu to learn more. Eligibility rules, restrictions, and exclusions apply. Connect with us for details. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
The concern has been with the interest rates.
Okay.
But in these cases, between the supplier and us, we've arranged very favorable terms, which makes interest on these products way lower than what is on the market. So if you are taking, say, a personal loan to finance a project, you may be paying higher than if you were taking a loan to finance some of these home appliances and furnishings.
I see. And mind you, we're looking at affordability, comfort, or luxury. In these three dimensions, do you give option to the client, or you then go and decide which products you can afford or pay for?
Yes. So we would not insist on this for the client, but as I keep on saying, for each client, you would look at your financial phase. And you'd also look at your affordability, because it's very key. I would want to drive a Rolls Royce. Maybe I cannot afford that. So it's also very important. And we have these conversations with our customers that even if, as we seek to provide financing, you also need to make room for other unforeseen circumstances that might crop up where you might also need financing. So when we have all these conversations, one advice we give to our customers is also to leave gap for financing for emergency purposes, should that occur as well.
And you were talking earlier about due diligence and how you are very keen on that at EcoBank in this very, arrangement of buy now, pay later. Do you also apply that?
Yes, we do so. So we actually partner with companies and institutions where we've done our background checks, we've vetted them, and we've had long-standing relationships with them. So in terms of even the quality, you are very sure that if you got something from Interplast and you had quality concerns with them, you could easily go back to them and then they would sort it out for you. So you won't have a case where you picked an item from a vendor, they had issues, and then the vendor will tell you, it's as it is, take it like that. So we actually sort out all these aftermarket issues as well to make sure that our customers have value for their money.
Yeah, and also soon we're running out of time. Let me give the opportunity to G&J Technical Services just to enlighten us what services will be on offer if someone walks into your cubicle now at the Accra International Conference Center.
Yes, thank you very much. I'd like to just applaud Lawyer for the information he gave about the responsibility on your part as a potential homeowner and also your service suppliers, in terms of the quality of the product that is given. This is just to put it by that we at G&J, we provide up to some of our gensets up to 2 years extended warranty. That is a patented warranty, as he said. That means if there is a problem with the genset, you can hold this one. Right. G&J is almost 30 years now. That means we will be held to a higher accountability than going to buy a genset from a roadside.
So you've become a lawyer in less than 1 year.
Exactly. I learned quickly. Yeah, than buying a genset from a roadside. So if something happened to your genset from the person from the roadside, the same accountability will not be held of him than it will be held of us. That's why if you are, generator is not a cheap thing, whether it is slightly cheaper or not, it's not a cheap thing. So if you want to invest that amount of money, buy it from a source that you can trust. Right. And if anything, you can also know that they will be able to sort you out.
Okay, great. And for you, Elizabeth, what will be your final word in terms of what people should be on the lookout for? Yeah. Let's see about that. Okay. Maybe we'll just, okay, right.
So what we normally say is that the first pipe that Interplast sold over 50 years to Ghana Water is still